Hello everybody. Today I would like to tell you about the reality of Cambodia and the Hun Sen regime. Hun Sen's government should be ended. The suffering of Cambodia has been deep. More than 2 million of Cambodian people was killed in Khmer regime, the killing field. The great genocide crime which took place between 1975 to 1979 was perpetrated by Pol Pot and his colleagues. Among them was also Hun Sen. The subsequent period of 1985 to 1989, People's Republic of Cambodia, PRK regimes, which were restored by the Communists of Vietnam, had also created a new genocide crime, the same form of the killing field, even lesser scope. And Hun Sen had more power than everyone in the government. The PRK regime implemented a deadly plan called K5. It was one more bloody new chapter for Cambodian history. The K5 plan caused more than 50,000 of Cambodian victims to lose their life, especially the men who were 18 to 35 years old, were forced to cut the forest in Khmer-Thai border, died of starvation, disease, particularly malaria, and lost their lumps and life to the minefield scattered on the side where they were sent. Many of them were executed for trying to escape. There are still thousands of Cambodian families whose husbands, fathers, sons are missing. Moreover, thousands of handicapped who lost their eyes, hands, legs are still remember the K5 plan. Will justice be rendered one day for those victims? The Paris Peace Agreement on October 23, 1991, Khmer people deserve what we should deserve. But after losing the national election in 1993, which was prepared by the United Nations Transitional Authority in Cambodia, UNTAC, Hun Sen did not surrender his power and continue using his power to check the world that Cambodia is a democratic country. The reality is, the Communists of Vietnam have been deeply rooted into Cambodian senior leaders, and they've been leading us into a huge disaster situation. If we don't follow their rule, they will kill, threaten, or even argue to death. They've been intoxicated with the dark heart of drugs, girls, guns, powers, corruption and money. Recently, we can see the video clip on Facebook have more violence on the screen than ever before. And most of the violence was created by Hun Sen's government. On March 30, 1997, Hun Sen's subordinates used grenade bombing to attack on demonstrators who was calling for the fair justice in front of the National Assembly. This attack caused 19 people to die and 150 others were seriously wounded. During Hun Sen's coup d'etat on July 5, 6, 1997, more than 200 Hun Sen supporters were killed. From September 9 to 13, 1998, Hun Sen created huge violence to crack down the students demonstrators who protest against the fake result of the national election in central Phnom Penh. This violence killed 35 students and Buddhist monks, 23 seriously injured, and more than 200 others were missing. January 22, 2004, Mr. Jivajir, a leader of Free Trade Unions of Workers, was killed. April 26, 2012, Mr. Chodvati, a leader of the National Resource Protection Group, was killed. January 2nd, 3rd, 2015, Hun Sen authority fired on Khmer workers who protest for a main salary of $160 per month at Wayne Street, Phnom Penh. This violence killed 5 workers, 40 seriously wounded, and more than 100 others was arrested with a non-reasonable charge. October 26, 2015, Mr. Nyoy Chamran and Mr. Kung Supir, members of parliament from the Cambodian National Recused Party, CNRP, were seriously beaten by Hun Sen's subordinates in front of the National Assembly. April 10, 2016, Mr. Saman, a member of parliament from the CNRP who criticized Hun Sen's government of losing the Cambodian territory to Vietnam, have been detained with many other political activists. July 10, 2016, Dr. Gamley, an independent social analyzer in Cambodia, was instantly shot to death in Starmat Cafe, Central Phnom Penh. September 3, 2017, Mr. Kem Sokha, a leader of the CNRP, was arrested with a non-reasonable charge. November 16, Hun Sen used the Supreme Court to dissolve the CNRP, the most popular opposition party, which has people more than half of the country supported. July 29, 2018, Hun Sen make up a fake national election in order to kill the democracy in Cambodia. Hun Sen is a dictator who steered Cambodia into a chaos and corruption, consequently killed protesters, reporters, and political activists from opposition parties. He grabbed the land from poor people, flouted the international party's peace agreement, banned human rights organizations, and shut down many independent newspapers and media in the country. His actions grow more violent and turbulent day by day. Under Hun Sen regime, Khmer history had been changed. Territories were lost, islands were stolen, forests are destroyed, education is poor, politicians are tricky, economies collapse, and the government have the most corruption. 100,000 of Khmer people fled away from the country, but the Vietnamese anarchy occupies. Wrong has become right, white has become black, honest has become guilty, and the stupidity has become normal. We can see all this mirror have happened in everywhere of the country. Khmer people are so depressed, hungry, hatred, and angry. We pass each other on the street, but we can't get along with each other. We can't live with each other, and we can't live with ourselves. So everyone is medicated in the society. We can't say anything to criticize the government. If we do speak, it meaningless like robotic communication, or even have more trouble with the government. There is no justice for poor people. The powerful man could do whatever they want, like stealing the land from villagers somewhere, beating someone, arresting somebody. It's not many human beings left anymore, and the world should not be ignoring of what Hun Sen have been doing. The future of Cambodia is hanging in the balance. The challenge is hard, but the answers are easy. Khmer people need to be able to speak freely. We need to have our vote counted and our voice heard without tear. The people of Cambodia really need help from the world, especially from the United Nations, in order to change Hun Sen's government. Please help us to restore human rights and bring us the real democracy, liberty, and justice. Sincerely, thank you.